Today I want to create a mixing template for mixing hip-hop using just Waves plugins. I want to address busing, routing, sends, and the major plugins that I feel you need to have in your template. You can follow this video along, or you can go to Patreon and download this template right now. Let's jump into it. This is the track that I'll be using for creating this template. It's a basic hip-hop track with a simple 2-track instrumental and a couple of artists.
They drag my name through the mud. I'm not condemning every gate, but anyway, you can do what you want. He didn't come to condemn, so I let him lead in the front. Sending out for that olive branch like Noah would do in the flood.
The first thing that I want to do is create the busing system, the routing system, the folder system. I think that's a really important step for a mixing template. You need to be familiar with how everything is routed, with how everything works inside your DAW. So let's do just that. When it comes to Studio One, I need what I have in the arranger window to be reflected in the mixer. Let's add a folder for the instrumental, and let's name this beat. But now I also want to create a bus channel for this folder, so add bus channel, and now we have the beat right here with the icon, and we can open up our folder. Now that we have the bus for the instrumental, let's create what I think we need for the vocals. I'll be adding a main folder for all the vocals, and this is going to be all vocals. Then I want to create a folder for all the leads. We have one lead here, one lead here, and I think this and this all are leads. Let's pack folder. We can create independent folders for the individual leads, and in my template I like having individual folders for lead 1, lead 2, lead 3 in case I have a track with multiple artists. You will see that all the folders in the session will have a corresponding bus. That's really important for my workflow. Pack folder, lead 1, lead 2, and let's add one more. Let's say lead 3. So we have lead 1, lead 2, and lead 3. We have 3 different leads. We'll add the buses in a second. Then I want to have a folder for all the background vocals, and this is the same artist, but we have a singing vocal. These are all the backgrounds. Pack folder, all background vocals, or you can have just background box. Inside this folder, I want to have 2 different folders: ad-libs and doubles. Let's select a couple of the ad-libs, pack folder, ad-libs. This is again a main, and the rest we will call doubles. Now let's color code them differently, just different shades of red for the leads. The backgrounds, let's make them green. Good. Now we have the folder system. We need to add buses. Let's add buses for all the folders. Add bus channel, ad-libs, bus channel, bus channel, bus channel, bus channel, we need to make sure that everything is routed properly. The leads need to be in all lead vocals, right? Lead 1, all lead. Lead 2, all lead. Lead 3, all lead. Background vocals, all vocals. Ad-libs in background vocals. Doubles in background vocals. So everything is routed how it's supposed to be routed. Now with the instrumental and all the vocals in buses and folders, I want to create the main folder, the Mixbus, because I like to keep the main output free of any plugins. I want to have a folder with the processing. Select the instrumental, select the all vocals, pack folder, Mixbus, and now we need to add the bus. We have it in the mixer. You can see that we can open it up. Everything is reflected in the arranger view. Let's check one more time that everything is routed properly. You can see that this one goes to the main output. I will send this to the Mixbus. The instrumental goes to the Mixbus, all vocal lead goes to the Mixbus, the background vocals need to go to, we forgot to add the all vocal bus, so just added. This is good, this is good. So right now we have all the buses and all the folders. I like a tidy template, I like a tidy session.
They drag my name through the mud, but things that you get out of me, I don't wrestle flesh and blood.
Just to explain a bit the routing, everything from the bottom goes in top. For example, this audio track goes in this goes in this goes in this. So basically we have multiple layers from bottom to top. The final folder with the corresponding bus is the Mixbus, where we'll add the processing. This busing and routing system has worked amazing for me, because when you add a new track, you can just drag it and drop it into a folder and you have the routing automatically. Let me show you. Let's say that we just imported our files. We start dragging tracks into folders. This is a lead track. Let's add it to lead 2. Watch what happens. Right now, you can see that the output is the main output, the ATC. That's the main output in my Studio One. Now that same lead is automatically routed to lead 2, basically going into all lead vocals, all vocals, Mixbus. So it's a really easy way to get things going. You don't have to route anything manually. You just have to drag and drop the tracks into the corresponding folders and you are good to go. We have the buses, we have the routing. Let's add some plugins to the template. I will start with the sends. So for that, I will add a couple of effects send. FX channel. I think 10 is more than enough. And what I want to do is pack a folder, call this send, and add a bus. We have a bus for the sends, but I want to drag this in the Mixbus folder. So this is going to the Mixbus, but what I want to do is add the send to the all vocals. Now the all vocal bus has the vocals plus the effects. Since this is an instrumental plus vocals, everything in the sends bus is going to be for the vocals. When I do a vocal export, I will have the vocals plus the effects, the reverbs, the delays, and everything. You can see that all the sends are solo safe. We need to do that on the folder 2. So when we solo the vocals, we also solo the sends. That's really important. Let's add a couple of reverbs. Many reverb. For the first reverb, I think I will have a plate.
I'm not condemning every gay, but anyway, you can do what you want. He didn't come to condemn, so I let him lead in the front.
Basic settings.
Sending out for that olive branch like Noah would do in the flood. So many logs in eyes, I knew that you would see yourself as above me, and I guess that I would agree. Philippians 2:3, I pray.
Good. The second one, let's go with our verb, and I will have a whole 2 is fine. Let's see how this sounds.
The Lord would use me, his I got the sword of the spirit and promise you I'm never holding it loosely. Wearing his armor, doing better overall like an old farmer. I don't want to wrestle with people, I'm in the harbor. Something inside of me gotta be darker forces at play. Open up a door, now I'm on the water, and I kinda feel like my divorce went away. Lot more gonna claim that they know the Lord when I look up only your blood. Even when they drag my name
But I wanna make it brighter.
through the mud. I'm not condemning every gay, but anyway, you can do what you want. He didn't come to condemn, so I let him lead in the front.
Fine. First delay is going to be a slap.
I'm not condemning every gay, but anyway, you can do what you want. He didn't come to condemn, so I let him
Let's try a ping pong slap.
lead in the front. Sending out for that olive branch like Noah would do in the flood. So many logs in eyes, I knew that you would see yourself as above
No analog on the Waves plugins.
me, and I guess that I would agree. Philippians 2:3, I pray the Lord would use me. His I got the sword of the spirit and promise you I'm never holding it loosely. Wearing his armor, doing better overall like an old farmer. I don't want to wrestle with people, I'm in the harbor. Something inside of me gotta be darker forces at play. Open up a door, now I'm on the water, and I kinda feel like my divorce went away.
Basic. Let's add the second one, and let's go with H delay again. This is going to be a bit longer.
Even when they drag my name through the mud. I'm not condemning every gay, but anyway, you can do what you want. He didn't come to condemn, so I let him lead in the front. Sending out for that olive branch like Noah would do in the flood. So many logs in eyes, I knew that you would see yourself as above me, and I guess that I would agree. Philippians 2:3, I pray the Lord would use me. His I got the sword of the spirit and promise you I'm never holding it loosely. Wearing his armor, doing better overall like an old farmer. I don't want to wrestle with people, I'm in the harbor. Something inside of me gotta be darker forces at play. Open up a door, now I'm on the water, and I kinda feel like my divorce went away. Lot more gonna claim.
By flipping the phase on the right channel, we can get a really wide type of delay. I think that works pretty good.
Blood. Even when they
And the doubler is going to be the doubler. Basic default settings. I just wanna cut some of the lows and a bit of the highs. Let's add the doubler.
I'm not condemning every gay, but anyway, you can do what you want. He didn't come to condemn, so I let him lead in the front. Sending out for that olive branch like Noah would do in the flood.
These are just the basic sends that I would use in a rap scenario if we enable all of them.
I don't wrestle flesh and blood, even when they drag my name through the mud. I'm not condemning every gay, but anyway, you can do what you want. He didn't come to condemn, so I let him lead in the front. Sending out for that olive branch like Noah would do in the flood. So many long.
On the instrumental bass this time, add a mix tool and just make it -10, because I already know that this is how I will be gain staging everything when it comes to the instrumental.
Blood, even when they drag my name through the mud.
Let's have this on 0.
I'm not condemning blood, even when they drag my name through the mud. I'm not condemning every gay, but anyway, you can do what you want. He didn't come to condemn, so I let him lead in the front. Sending out for that.
Another thing that I want to do is add an EQ. Let's say REQ. Let's go with the 6. Add this EQ on every single bus from the session. Even on the main send bus. I'm doing this because most of the time I want to do some corrective stuff on the main buses. For example, if I feel the sends are a bit too muddy, I can just open up the EQ and remove some of that energy without having to add an EQ. That will speed up the workflow. That's something that I always do when it comes to my templates, EQs on all the main buses.
I don't wrestle flesh and blood, even when they drag my name through the mud. I'm not condemning every gate, but anyway, you can do what you want.
When it comes to the Mixbus, let's add a couple of plugins. Let's add Mixcentric. It's a plugin that I've used in a recent video and I like the results. Just be careful how you gain stage into this plugin. And again, let's add the Mix Down plugin. I like what this does. Bass on, treble off, glue off, drive on.
Even when they drag my name through the mud. I'm not condemning every gate, but anyway, you can do what you want.
One plugin that I like using as a finisher is Pusher from Waves, EQ, stereo image, and a couple of other processing. I will keep everything bypassed, except the stereo image.
Blood, even when they drag my name through the mud. I'm not condemning every gate, but anyway, you can do what you want. He didn't come to condemn, so I let him lead in the front. Sending out for that olive branch like Noah would do in the flood. So many logs in eyes, I knew that you would see yourself as above me, and I guess that I would agree. Philippians 2:3, I pray the Lord would use me as I got the sword of the Spirit and promise you I'm never holding it loosely. Wearing his armor, doing better overall like an old farmer. I know when the...
With this plugin, I want to add just a touch of stereo image and a bit of clipping, but that will depend a lot on your track.
Blood, even when they drag my name.
So I will keep it on 0 in the template, and this is going to be the Mixbus.
Blood, even when they drag.
On the all lead vocals, we're gonna add 3 plugins, a pull tech. This is going to be a basic setup. Just a touch of highs if we need to brighten up the vocals. A Fairchild. This is a plugin that I like to use on the lead vocals to add some character. CLA vocals. Everything is going to be off except the stereo, but the plugin will be bypassed just in case you need it. So we have EQ, compression, and finisher on the lead vocals. On the background vocals, we're gonna copy the same processing, full tech, Fairchild, CLA vocals. On the all vocals bus, we're gonna add Silk just to tame some of the harsh frequencies. I'm gonna keep it just like this and on bypass. On the ad-libs, we're gonna add CLA effects because I know that if I want filtered ad-libs, this works beautifully.
He never played for keys.
I know that on ad-libs I will need compression. Everything will be on bypass just in case we need it. Same thing goes for the lead vocals. Our Vox is a compressor that can do the initial compression on bypass. From this point, it's just about how you like to process the vocals, and probably I will be building this template more in the future, or even building different templates for different genres with different plugins. I think this is going to be a series that I will do. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like. Thanks for the support and see you guys really soon. Cheers.